Okay, quite a few surveyors out there that claim that they take the curvature of the earth into consideration. So I'm going to make a couple calls here, and let's just see what companies say when you actually call them at a surveying company, rather than talking to an individual online who very much well could be lying. So I'm going to name them off as I call them, and leave it on speaker. Hopefully you guys can hear it. And this is Land Surveying Board down in Austin. It looks like it's a 512-239-5263.
Julia, how may I help you?
Yes, Julia. I was calling to find out. I have about 20-30 acres up in North Texas. And if I were to get a survey, you guys do surveys, correct?
Okay, not us.
Not you guys?
Um,
You're the board. You're like the board, I guess? Okay. Well, let me ask you a question real quick. When they do surveying for that distance of, let's say, 20 acres or so, or even 30 acres, do they take the curvature of the earth into consideration while they're doing the survey?
okay, you would have to speak with our executive director, and he has stepped out. Would you like to leave him a message? Yeah, I'm not a. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Is there anybody there that is a surveyor that may know that's taking courses?
No, there's not.
Okay, and who am I? Who would I leave a message for? What is his name?
Okay, Tony Estrada. He is the executive director.
Executive Director Tony Estrada.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that'll be fine. Thank you.
Just a moment.
Well, Paso way over to Houston and everywhere in between.
I'll leave him a message for the hell of it.
It ain't over yet by a long shot.
Then I'll type in whatever his response was when he calls back. But Executive Director, I'm probably going to get a bullshit answer, to be honest.
This is Tony Estrada with the Texas Board of Professional Land Surveying. Please leave your message after the tone, and I'll return your call as soon as possible.
Yeah, Tony, my name is Chris. I had a question. I got about 30 acres up in North Texas. I was thinking about getting surveyed, and my number is 214-649-2879. I just have a question about how you guys go about your surveying, or companies that you know of or refer to or whatnot. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, this is TSPS. And they're also in Austin. 512-327-7871.
Good afternoon, TSPS. This is Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda, do you guys do land surveying?
No, we don't.
Oh, what do y'all do?
We're the association
You're the association.
of surveyors, yes, but we personally, there's not a surveyor on our staff.
Are you familiar with surveying and how they go about doing it?
I am familiar with surveying. I do not survey.
Okay, well, I just have a question, really. I have about 30 acres up in North Texas. And when they come out and they do surveys, do they take into consideration the curvature of the earth when they do that?
Yes, they do.
And how do they go about doing that?
That I don't know.
Oh. They just do.
I would suggest you follow the surveyor.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, well, strike two, TSPS. I'm not getting... All right, Sands a Surveying Corporation. I mean, is everybody just a bunch of consultants or board members? How many do we need? All right, Arthur... No, this is Sands. That was Arthur... No, that was TSPS. This is Arthur Surveying Company, and this is 940-435-5155.
Arthur Surveying, this is Diana.
Yeah, Diana, do you guys actually do the surveying, land surveying?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. If I ask you a question, would you be able to answer? Or?
If I can, I'll connect you to somebody that could.
Okay. Well, I have about 30 acres up in North Texas, and I was looking about possibly getting them surveyed, and I'm kind of in a dispute here. Do you guys take into consideration when you do your surveying the curvature of the Earth?
Well, you mean like the topographical?
Yeah. Yeah, for just the land survey.
Okay. We would go out and locate the boundary,
Okay.
and then whatever surveying that you need beyond that, being a topographical or tree, we can do.
But if it's just a flat land, wouldn't you take the consideration of the curvature of the Earth whenever you do that, or you don't? It's just not in the realm. I don't know.
You know what? I cannot answer that question, but if you'll hold on, I'll see if we can find somebody that can.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Where's the 30 acres located?
It's up there by the border of Oklahoma and by Texarkana, if you will. By
Okay.
Oklahoma, Texas, Texarkana.
1 moment.
I don't have the land up there. Would you like the person over at the other one? Yes, they do.
We appreciate your call. Our entire staff welcomes the opportunity to serve you. We'll be with you in just a moment.
Sorry, I can't make the video shorter when I'm on hold.
Thank you for calling. Please continue holding. Someone will be with you shortly.
You can fast forward it.
This is Jack.
Yes, hello, Jack. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good, good. Did she mention my question to you, or?
Yes, she had Diana told me you had something to do with the curvature of the Earth and
Yeah.
when we were doing our survey.
Yeah, when you do your land surveys, do you guys take that into consideration or no?
Well, as far as, are you talking, I'm assuming you're saying in regards to the acreage, calculations of the acreage or the distances?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of times what we'll do, we use a GPS state, and it's on state plane coordinates.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So with any map, I mean, our drawing is going to show, any map is going to try to flatten out the surface of the Earth, which, you know, we both know is curved. But they use different, they're called projections, and we do it on what's called grid distance when we do the field work.
Uh-huh.
So those it does take that into account. Now, we don't sit here and physically, you know, adjust our acreage or our distances for that, but the GPS has the settings when it's on grid state plane coordinates that does adjust for that.
Gotcha. Okay, but it's all done on the GPS system.
Most of the time, I don't know. Have we done a survey for you?
No, you haven't. I'm just kind of calling around.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what we do show on the survey, I can tell you this, is straight line distances. Like let's say you have an acre of land and there's a large hill on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that 200 feet is going to be measured straight line distance, not 200 feet up the hill. That's called slope distance.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. But yeah, just the observations with the GPS do take into consideration the curvature of the Earth, the general curvature of the Earth. I mean, there's features that's not a flat surface like hills and things that we're just going to show the straight line distance.
So when you show the straight line distance, does it take the hills out of it, I guess?
Yes. Yes. And because what it does, the way that works, it calculates a uniform radius for the circle for the Earth, which I mean, there's different elevation changes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It assumes a uniform radius.
Gotcha. Okay.
as if it were just a smooth sphere. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I do appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, is there anything else I can help you out with?
No, that'll do it. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay.
All right, did you catch that? Straight line. Straight line that cuts through the hills. But then the GPS supposedly automatically takes into consideration for the curvature. As we both know, it's round. But he uses a straight line. Get it? Cuts through the hills. Huh? Straight line. Some people really just don't understand what the hell they're saying when they say it. It's funny. Sands Surveying Corporation. 817-355-5253. Let's see what BS they can throw out. Said thanks for calling Sands Surveying. See, they just believe in computers. The GPS. Yes, hello? Yes, do y'all do land surveying?
We do land surveying. What type of surveying do you need?
Well, I have a question. I have some pretty flat land up in North Texas area, about 20, 30 acres, and I was calling to find out, can you answer questions, or do I need to talk to somebody there? Or?
Can what city?
Well, it's in North Texas. By Texarkana, I guess.
It's pretty big.
Well, yeah. I mean, do you guys travel all over Texas, or?
No, so in order to get a fair price, you would need to Google Texarkana, Texas Land Surveyors. We're in Dallas, Fort Worth. That's about possibly a 3-hour drive, and I would charge you drive time to get there and drive time to get back, plus the time on the ground in the survey.
Okay, well, can I just ask you a question then about the surveying? If I have about 20 or 30 acres, it's pretty flat.
What question are you asking?
Well, when you guys do run a survey of the land and it's flat, it's really not many hills there at all. Do you take into consideration the curvature of the Earth?
Absolutely.
And well, how do y'all do that? I guess is it on a GPS, like a computer, or?
Well, in the Dallas Fort Worth area, which we're in, we go to North Texas COG TLT. We do a Google map search on it. We do a COD map search on it. It shows that we can pull up the terrain. We can pull up the latest and greatest Google map. We look as far as the terrain. We look to see if it's clear. We look for ponds crossing the boundaries. Because all of that is time frame on the ground.
So it's the COG map, I guess, that just automatically puts it in there for you?
That's the Dallas Fort Worth area maps, yes.
Yeah, okay, so they automatically put...
In Texarkana, if I was in Texarkana, I would probably use the appraisal district out of Texarkana. I don't know how well they have it set up. A lot of the appraisal districts will have a map that they have taken of the land.
Okay, but I was just trying to figure out the...
A lot of research.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just trying to figure out exactly how they do take into consideration the curvature. I didn't know how they do that. I mean, if it's a flat plane of acreage and, they put it at so many acres and, what are the distance? I mean, the distance would change if it was curved or if it was completely flat. That's why I didn't know. Is it just set up within the GPS systems that you have already, or?
No, they have to do the on-the-ground measurements. Each professional land surveying has to do their on-the-ground measurements. They don't rely on all of these other maps once they get to the ground. They research the other maps to get to the ground.
Okay.
If some other surveyor said it was 2,100 2,050 feet from one side to the other, they don't rely on that. They have to do their individually licensed. So they are
their license to do their own work. If they are using another map to do their work in the office and not go to the field, they should lose their license.
Okay, but when they do it on the land themselves, how do they justify for the curve? Do they use those lasers, I guess, or?
No, they actually measure the curves.
Well, how do they do that? I guess that's what I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, there's a lot of calculation, trigonometry. They are one of the best mathematicians that you'll ever come across. So, I don't know how to say it. They do it. I don't know how they do their job.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I appreciate your time then.
You're welcome.
Thanks. What did I just hear? Sound like a bunch of mumbling. All right, getting some different opinions here. Couldn't they all just come up with the same exact answer? No, we don't. All right, here we go. David C. Moak Surveyors. This is 817, so I think it's up in the Louisville, Denton area. 817-268-2211. Yeah, David, do you do land surveying?
Yes.
Okay, I just have a question. I'm trying to get cleared up here. I may get some of my land surveyed, but when you guys do the land surveyors, and if it's a flat plane, do you guys take into consideration the curvature of the earth?
Well, typically on a small area, anything under 1,000 acres, it's really irrelevant. It kind of depends on the equipment we use. We can, but we usually don't worry about that unless we're dealing with a long linear project.
What would be the shortest? You said over 1,000 feet before you would take that into consideration, or 1,000?
What type of project is it?
It's about 20 acres of land, just flat land.
Yeah, I really don't see it applicable. I mean, there's not that much correction in that small of a tract, but
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I was I'm just trying to figure that out. That's all. I mean, they got one a while back on the land, and I'm kind of debating whether or not to do it again, just to find out exactly how they're doing it.
yeah. Now, you're not talking about a topography, are you?
The what? Getting
Like the grade, the slope of the land. Is that what you're really referring to, or are you actually referring to curvature?
well, mainly towards the curvature. I mean, they already have that in there on their other survey that I got a while back, a long time ago, about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, who did it?
Oh boy, I can't remember the name of it. I just have it on a black and white sheet of paper, to be honest. That just kind of has its numbers on there. I don't even know if the name of the company's at the top of the paper or not. I don't have it in front of me. It's in my land folder, if you will.
Yeah, right.
So,
Well, you can certainly email me, the description of the property and what you're wanting done, and we can take a look at it. I'm away from the office right now, and we're having some phone problems at the office, so they're forwarding to my cell, and so I'm a little handicapped not being able to look at files or anything from here, but if you want to drop me an email with the particulars, then I'll be happy to look at it.
yeah, hold on just a second. Let me get a piece of paper here. What's your email?
DWM.
DW, D as in dog?
D is in David, W is in Lane, M is in Meyer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
At moaksurveyors.com. MOAK Surveyors.
At moaksurveys.com. Okay, DWM at moaksurveyors.com.
That's it.
Okay, great, I appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. So, they don't even take it into consideration on, what did he say, 1,000 feet or something? I can't remember. Or what he initially said, but they don't really mess with it unless it's really far. But again, do the math at however many miles squared, they have to take it into somewhat consideration. One would think. Because when you start squaring it, well, that's what happens. All right, we're at 20 minutes now. Sorry, see, man, it really kind of sucks that it's this long. But all right, let's go Tucker Surveyors. Let's go here. 817-295-2999. I mean, everybody's answering it differently. If it's all one schooling and they all do the surveying, shouldn't they all have the same answer?
Survey office.
Yes, you guys do land surveying?
We do.
I just had a question. I got about 20, 30 acres up in North Texas, kind of around Decatur. And if I were to get a survey done, I had one done about 3 or 4 years ago. And I was just curious whether or not you guys, or how you do, measure for the curvature of the Earth from that distance. Or do you even take that into consideration for such a small area?
Yeah, the curvature doesn't really come into play. We're doing everything plain geometry.
Plain geometry?
Yeah, we're doing everything flat surface.
Okay.
So
See,
we base everything off of a level surface, even though there is curvature.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just getting different conflicting answers, I guess. I'm trying to figure this out because, I mean, I do have a few hills in there, but one person had mentioned that they use a straight line that goes through the hills.
Right. And that would be plain geometry. It's flat, assuming it's a flat surface.
Yeah, okay.
We do everything. We don't do anything on slope distance. We do everything on horizontal distance.
Ah, okay.
We take all the slope. You know, if you're looking at a right side triangle laying down, if you're measuring down a hill,
Uh-huh.
or say, you know, you're 100 feet from a flagpole, and the top of the flagpole is where your house sits, but
Yeah.
the actual distance would be at the base of that flagpole. So we do, you know, we use right triangles we use the slope distance, but we also use the zenith angle to create the horizontal distance.
Okay, because that brings up a question too. Like when it comes to roofing, you know, there's different slopes of the roof, which can equivalent to different, I guess, the length of the roof, if you will, on the way that does it. So that's why I was just kind of curious on how that worked out. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
coming
but
sense.
yeah, it's not the same as a roof of a house. Because on the roof of the house, you're looking at surface area,
Yeah.
not looking at area. Surface area and area be two different things. You pull that roof up, you know, horizontally or flat from the ground instead of on it slopes like that.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have two different areas.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I got you listed here. I'm kind of debating too, and because I'm thinking about selling the land too. So it's all kind of up in the air. But I'll definitely keep you in mind whenever I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, last one, so we're not too long here. Texas Professional Surveying, LLC. Those are all 817 number. Now I got a 936. I don't know where that's at. 936-756-7447.
Surveying?
Yes, you do land surveying?
Yes, we do.
Okay, if I ask some questions to you, can I ask you, or do I need to talk to somebody else, or?
What's going on?
Well, I have about 30 acres up there in North Texas, just around the Decatur.
Where is it located?
Oh.
I can, first, where I can see if we even go there.
Oh, around the Decatur area?
Where?
Decatur?
Yeah, we don't go that far.
Okay, well then can I ask you a question then?
Yeah, sure, no
Just
problem.
trying to compare to a couple other people that I'm calling out. Well, it's pretty flat out there, and I'm thinking about selling it. But anyway, do you guys, if you do the measurements from that distance, do you take into consideration the curvature of the Earth for like a greater distance than rather just a flat plane, or?
Okay, yeah, that would
need something for my surveyor, and they're not in the office right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't answer that question. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Okay. And nobody's in there that possibly could?
Not at this time, no, sir. You could try back maybe probably about 3 or 4.
Okay.
Okay?
Alrighty.
All right, sir. Sorry about that.
All right, thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, that's all I was going to do, but since they can't answer that themselves, I'm going to go one more. South Texas Surveying Associates. I don't know what they do, but 281-556-6918. Last one.
Good afternoon, South Texas Surveying. This is Carissa.
Yeah, Chris, I have a couple questions. I have about 30 acres, it's flat land. Do you have? Can you answer a couple questions, or do I need to talk to a surveyor there, or do you have one?
I can try and answer. What you got?
Well, it's pretty flat. And I got a survey a few years back, and I was just curious because I'm not sure if how or even if they did. When it comes to the curvature of the Earth, do you take that into consideration in regards to that distance, or not?
Probably. You said we did the survey before?
No, you guys didn't. I don't know who did. I just have the topography of it. But on the actual survey itself, I'm not sure if they ever did. But do you guys take it into consideration or not?
Yeah, I believe we do.
Do you know how they do that?
I believe they do it when they do their GPS.
Okay, so it's already included within the GPS system, because I have had somebody mention that before.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Okay, great. That's all I needed to hear.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem.
Bye-bye. Man, I got to get one more real one. Surveyor, but... Proline Surveying. 817-276-1148.
Survey office.
Yes, you guys run land surveys?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to, I guess, ask a question. Can you answer questions, or?
I can try.
Okay. I got a survey a few years back, 3 or 4 years ago, and I just have a topography, but when it comes to the distance, of 30 or so acres, do you guys take into consideration the curvature of the Earth when it comes to that kind of distance?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it has to be much greater for that to come into play.
Okay, it has to be much bigger than that to come into play. Do you know what kind of how long does it have to be before it does?
I'm not sure, man. You might try Google.
Okay. All right, man.
Yeah, I've had a little experience in it, but I can't remember offhand. But I think if you just Google that, it should come up.
Okay. All right. Hey, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks. They don't. So there you have it. You decide.